Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my weekly video predictions video for what I think is going to happen next week in the season finale for Game of Thrones Season 6, The Winds of Winter. Goddamn. So if you missed my review for the Battle of the Bastards, you're definitely going to want to watch it. I'll put the link in the description for that. Episode 9. It's pretty much the best episode of any series ever made. It's definitely the best battle sequence I've ever seen, for sure. And it's my favorite episode of any show ever. So coming off of that, you know, after that kind of an episode, episode 10, The Winds of Winter, my hopes are not that high for it. It's directed by the same director who directed episode 9, Miguel. But, I mean, it's the usual formula with Game of Thrones. Usually our best episode is episode 9, and episode 10 sometimes is really good. Sometimes it's just okay. It really depends on which season you're referring to. Some seasons episode 10 is great. Others, it's just, kind of like... leaving it so that the season doesn't leave us on a cliffhanger, which is good, because cliffhangers can be pretty frustrating if you have to wait, of course, with Game of Thrones all the way until next spring before we get to see Season 7. So, man, after Episode 9, like I said, check the review, guys. If you want to hear my thoughts on it, click the review. I mean, Battle of the Bastards is just... What an incredible accomplishment that episode is. It's just on another level from anything else I've ever seen. I actually can't wait to watch it again. I'm going to watch it as soon as I can after I've done all my videos and stuff, and when it airs next, and I just can't wait to watch it. It's just so incredible. So episode 10, The Winds of Winter. So the title itself, Winds of Winter, of course, now that the North has been taken back by the Starks, we're looking at, kind of, I guess, the final definitive battle in the North, I would think, for the series, it seems like, which is the White Walkers, of course, led by the Night's King, coming down to the wall. Eventually, the Winds of Winter, upon us, the cold coming, and eventually, probably in next season, Season 7, Season 8, the White Walkers attacking the wall, which we have not seen them cross yet. Eventually, probably crossing, and maybe some kind of definitive battle at Winterfell or something like that between the Night's King and Jon and the others. Yeah. Oh man, craziness. So I'm still buzzing from episode 9 for sure. So that should be good. It should be fun to see. In terms of the name of the episode, that's all I can really read into. There is no description for this week, official anyway. Sometimes there are descriptions for the episodes that get released. Sometimes there aren't. For episode 10, there isn't. For the promo, I'll put the link in the description to the preview from HBO's Game of Thrones YouTube channel, so you guys can go ahead and check out the preview for Winds of Winter. This one's an extended episode. This one is longer than the others. I believe it's 69 minutes, so it's going to be almost 70 minutes. So it's like a short movie, by itself, and it should give us quite a bit to finish off the season on a strong note, for sure, especially after episode 9. I mean, really, they could finish on episode 9 and I'd be satisfied as it is. But it's always great to see another episode, and then, of course, we got to wait, unfortunately, until next spring to see the rest, Season 7, and then eventually Season 8, which may be shorter seasons, which is a little bit unfortunate. I hope they can find a way to kind of space them out and maybe do 10 episodes. But right now, it's looking like 7 and 6 episodes from what I've read online. So the preview. So in the preview, we've got the trials starting with the Seven, with the Faith. We've got Cersei. She's going to be on trial. Of course, we've got Margery in there putting the crown on Tommen. And we've got the High Sparrow talking about professing their guilt or innocence before the Seven. We got Lancel, and he's there. We've got Jon and Sansa talking about trusting each other. So many enemies now. And then we get to see the Freys and the Lannisters, which is cool. So, of course, the Freys and the Lannisters are Jon and Sansa's enemies. It'll be interesting to see what Jaime wants to do about them taking back the North, just like that, if anything. And of course, they're going to want to probably go after the Freys eventually, I would think, and kill them for what they did to their you know, their brother Rob and you know, mother and everybody, all the rest of the Starks that were killed in the Red Wedding. So eventually we're going to see that. I don't think we're going to see any start of that just yet. But it will be interesting to see Jaime meet with Walder and what he's going to do with regards to that. I wouldn't be surprised if Jaime tried to kill him or something. I don't think he will. Send their regards. I love it. Which is a good line. But I would like to see Jaime kill the Freys if he feels like he should or he needs to. But that'll be interesting to see if he does or not, because of course we don't know how he's going to react to news once he hears that the Boltons have been defeated 100% now and are out of the picture. And Winterfell is lost out of his control. So that's going to be interesting too, as well, to see what happens with that. And I think we'll just start to see maybe the beginning of that right now. But that's about it. The Cersei on trial and you know, the High Sparrow and all the rest. Lancel, you got to feel bad for Lancel. You know, churches do not like homosexuals. It's what it is. You know, I can't think of one that does. It sucks. So you know, it's what it is. Lancel. That's going to be interesting to see if he professes that he is gay. And you know, what the punishment will be for that if he does admit it, what they do as a result. Crazy. And I'm not sure if that's something they're going to cross in the show, because that's obviously a very, very touchy subject for sure, and one that's yeah, I mean, that's even in real life too. I mean, that's about as touchy of a subject as you can get into. So I won't give any thoughts on that or anything. I mean, yeah, but that's going to be crazy to see what happens with that, as well as Cersei. No trial by combat, so she's going to have to go on trial if she's going to stay. Otherwise, she may have to leave. Margery, it seems, is fine at this point. Doesn't seem like she'll be going on trial, so that'll be fine for her, and we'll see what the Faith does if Cersei and Lancel are found guilty. I have really nothing I really say in terms of predictions. Some people think Cersei may try to burn down King's Landing if she is, possibly with the wildfire stores that are there. Decent fan theory. Haven't seen anything leading up to it as of yet, though. But I could see her doing something like that if she was, and if everything was just not going well, just decide, okay, let's just burn the whole place down. Definitely would not surprise me for who she is as a character. Yeah, so there's that, and then we have. I thought you knew what I wanted. You've got Sansa and Baelish there, and they're talking, and I don't even really know what Baelish wants. I mean, is it Sansa that he wants? Does he want her? Does he want to be with her? I don't know, but he's way older than her, and it's really weird. That's what it is, because it shows him like standing in front of her like that, like pretty close range. And I think that's a bit weird for sure. Yeah, so I don't even know. I would think she would not be interested in that at all. I'm really not sure at this point what's going to happen with that either. So it's just like Game of Thrones. Even though one big chapter has been finished with Ramsay being defeated, there's still all kinds of other things that come up out of that as a result. You know, just like real life, it never really just ends like that. There's always things coming up afterwards, regardless of who wins or what happens. Melissandre and Sir Davos demanding that Melissandre tell Jon what they did to her. Her being Shireen, who he's now knows was set ablaze. He saw her, her death site, and he picked up, one of her carvings. And so he knows that they have, they sacrificed her, they burned her. So what is Jon going to say about that? What is he going to do? Maybe lock her up in the dungeon or something? That's something that I would think, but I don't think he would want to kill her or sentence her to death. I don't think that's like Jon, because also they may need her at some point. Either that or maybe banish her or something like that. Because that's pretty brutal, and obviously Davos is going to be super pissed off that Melissandre did that, and that he's been able to figure that out now. And that was a sad sequence. So that was something I didn't mention in my review in episode 9, but there was just so much to go over. It's impossible to go over everything because there's so many amazing things in episode 9. But that was really sad to see him there and that, and pick it up and everything. And wow. Yeah, so we'll see what Jon wants to do with Melissandre. I think he'll probably just lock her up or something. And then that probably would be it. Not sure. I would think he would do something because of her murdering her, sacrificing her, that kind of thing. And then, but then again, she did bring him back to life, so it's kind of tricky. Are you afraid? Dany, Tyrion, and Dario, and Tyrion telling her that you're in the great game now. It's kind of like saying you're in the big leagues now, and the big leagues are terrifying, and the great game is terrifying. So really cool stuff. Piece by piece, we're seeing more of Daenerys' side start to build up for what will be, it looks like, the finale of Game of Thrones, the finale of the series, when they do cross and they do go to Westeros to conquer, and just what happens with that. So, of course, insanely excited for everything that's coming up from Game of Thrones the next couple seasons. Episode 10 should be another good one. Decent one. I don't have crazy high expectations for it, because after Episode 9, it's like, well, what, it'll probably mostly be just dealing with the trials and that. And it should be really exciting and great. My expectations for it are not the same as they were for Episode 9, and Episode 9 did not let me down, so I'm very satisfied with Season 6 at this point. I think earlier on in the season it was maybe a bit weaker halfway through, but certainly after Episode 9, it's you can make a case that maybe it's the best season. It certainly has the best episode, I think, of the series. Maybe a case for it being the best season. I don't know. A lot of people, for me, Season 5, Season 4, those two are pretty incredible, and it's hard to say. We'll see after Season 6 ends. I'll do a video probably giving my thoughts on the best season so far. And I'll break that down, at least in my opinion anyway. You guys can leave yours below. But any other predictions or anything you guys want to add, you can write down below in the comments. And if you guys want to send me any questions for this week's Q&As, I'll probably do 2 or 3. So send me any questions you guys have for the Q&As. Be happy to include them this week as they're coming up. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe if you want to see the Q&As and the reviews for the finale and everything. And that's it for this one. You guys like the video, please don't forget to thumb it up, share and favorite, subscribe if you're new. And that's it for this video. I'll see you guys again real soon for the Q&A, probably on Tuesday. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See ya.
You better subscribe.